Hello everyone. So today we will understand how to create a NextJs project in a VS Code. And before that, let's go through the NextJs tutorials and we'll see some documentation about it. So if you want to create any NextJs project, you can use the npm or npx create next app at the latest. Okay, this particular command we will copy. And this is the React framework for the web used by some of the world's largest company. NextJS enables you to create a high quality web applications with the power of a React component. So we already aware about it based on the React features and basic concept. And so let's start. So I hope that you're able to see the VS code. Now we'll create one new folder and the same folder we will create a Next.js project. So Next.js example 1. Now inside this particular folder we will create one Next.js project. So let's open the terminal. Sorry, cd Next.js 1, and here we are going to copy this particular command. Let's copy it and paste over here. So now when you enter, it will create a Next.js project with the latest version. Now, if you want to keep the folder name as a project name, then instead of keeping it here, you can just put dot and slash, and it will create the Next.js project in the same folder. Now, it will ask some few questions to you. Okay, what would you like to use? TypeScript. You just press enter. Yes. ESLint, yes. Tailwind CSS, SRC directory. Now it's an optional thing. If you want to continue with the SRC, fine. If you want to go ahead with the app router, that is also okay. But I specifically use SRC folder. It just differentiate uh, the separate configurational files and public libraries and public images with your basic source code. So I prefer, this is my opinion, depends on you, which router you want to use. Recommended is particular, obviously app router, latest one. Alas, we don't want it right now. Now it's taking some time for the installation. It will install React DOM next, and there are some dev dependencies for TypeScript, Node, React DOM, Post CSS, Tailwind, ESLint, and ESLint configuration. It will take few time. And once it get installed, you're able to see the file folder structure under this particular Next.js example 1 folder. So we'll wait for a few minutes, and I think it's complete. Now you're able to see there are some file folder structure contains node modules, public. We recommended this SRC folder, and under that we selected the app router. So there is an app folder. Then all the configuration files are mostly for the Tailwind. Then tsconfig is there. Post CSS config is there. Package or package log.json, Next.js configurational files. So we are not going to touch these configurational files. Okay. So as soon as the concepts, we will learn the further concept, we will try to understand if we want to manipulate it or not. So we are going to mostly deal with this SRC folder and the app folder in it. Now consider if you want to use app router as well as page router, you can use it, but specifically app router is recommended. Now let's run this project. So let's run it. npm run dev, enter. Sorry. And select, okay, my default browser, and this is different. So I'll just copy paste this URL. So it will take some time. You can see there are some specifically it's unable to load some font, Google font. So this is the problem. You can see that it will retrying it attempt three thrice. Okay. So here it is. Now, as we know that whenever we are selecting the app router, the basic files are page and layout.tsx, page and layout.tsx. Then there is a global CSS, web icon, and all these things. So let's create our own. What we will do, we just create this, delete this app folder, and from this src. Okay, so we removed it. Now, if you want to use the app router, then obviously app folder is recommended. We will create it by our own. So let's create one folder. The name is app. Then inside the app, let's create the page.tsx. Okay. Now, whenever you are creating any route, it should contain under the app folder. And if you are creating another user and different kinds of a component, so you can maintain it in the form of a folder. And each route's basic or main file or core file is nothing but a page.tsx. So one folder contains one page.txs and one page layout.tsx. Page is, let's create one export default function. Let's consider it will be the a home page. And inside it, we just write written. And in the main tag, we just create one h1, h2, whatever, and we'll write hello world. Let's save it. Okay. Now here you're able to see that inside the SRC there is the app folder, and inside the app folder there is a page.tsx. We'll understand the different configurational things, okay, about the routes and all these things in the next section. But for the demo purpose, I just deleted everything, and we are going to create our own app folder related files. Okay. Now let's save it. Mm, try to access the things multiple times if it is not possible, obviously. Now here you can see that internal server error. Obviously, we need to reload. Okay, so let me delete it. As you can see, so as soon as I reloaded it, you can see that there is a automatically layout.tsx file has been created. Okay, let's try to run this particular project again. CD and npm run dev. Now, as you can see, we don't have that particular CSS files and layouts. Okay, we have a simple layout file here and page.tsx. We don't have anything, and so we are not fetching anything. So let's try to access it. Let's reload it. Now you're able to see hello world. Okay. Now, similarly, now if you want to create, this is our home page. Okay, consider this on this home page, there are some many bars and all these things, or this particular page contains multiple pages. Then how you will do? Okay, if you can see the particular localhost.300 is the URL. Now, if you want to create further URL, okay, user and all these things. So how you will do it? Under the SRC, there is an app. Inside app, there is a user. So now each and every route should contain one basic file, and that is nothing but a page.tsx. So this is all about the file folder structure, how you create the NextJs project, what are the different configurational details, and all about a basic NextJs project. So hope it is clear for you all. One more thing I want to show you that, let's get started. Happen to it. Okay, doc. So if you go to the documentation of NextJS and you click on a project structure, you're able to access NextJS project structure. What are the top level folders? Okay, app, pages. Okay, if you have both the routers under inside your project, then app and pages will be the folders. And there is a public. Okay, if you can see in every project, there is a one public folder which contains some public images. Okay, external external images and external public resources. Okay, under SRC, directly you can create an app and pages. If you don't want to separate it by means of SRC, as I suggested you, I prefer SRC folder, and under the SRC folder, prefer the related routers. But your wish, you can directly use the routers and go ahead. Otherwise, you can create the SRC, and under the SRC, you can add the app and pages. So app router, page router, static assets to be saved, and SRC is nothing but an optional application resource folder, your wish. Then top level files are there. Then configurational files, next.config.js, which is nothing but a configurational file for the Next.js. Package.json instrumentation.ts, and then middleware, env, environmental variable, locals, production, development, and ESLint and getignore. So all TS config, JS config. So these are the configurational files. Now, what are the basic files of an app routing convention? Consider you created, you accessed, or you want to use the app routing, then what will be the files? Default files are there. So page is the important file. For the page, then there is a layout, loading pages there, then not found pages. These are the default built-in files are there, which you can directly use under a single URL. Okay. So page, loading, not found, global error, route, and template and default. Okay. One more thing I want to show how it get executed. So when you run the project, it will go to the app directory. Inside the app directory, it will load the first file, or welcome file is nothing but a page.tsx. Okay. But page.tsx is used under the layout.tsx. So basically, first of all, layout.tsx has been loaded. What is there inside the layout.tsx? As you can see that there is a one constant metadata which storing some extra information, title, next description and all. After that, we created one component, okay, root layout. So it's considered as a root layout. It has been loaded first, and inside this root layout, we are loading the page.tsx for the app folder. Now, inside it, if you can see, this contains two parameters. Okay, see, these are the two rounded brackets. Like we create one function, okay, then function, then we create a add function. So we pass the parameters, right? So these are the parameter. First parameter is children. Okay, we are passing children as a parameter. Now, what exactly it is? If you are aware about TypeScript, then you will understand what exactly it is. If you are not aware about TypeScript, obviously, you should understand it. Okay, so we are passing one parameter, and which is a children, but what is the type of a parameter? So TypeScript mentions, and we have to specify types of each and every variables in a TypeScript. So here we are passing the children as a parameter, but what type of a parameter children is? So it's specifying, okay, children is nothing but a React.React node. Okay, and as a definition of this root layout function, we are using this particular tags. Okay, so inside this, we are loading the children. Okay, now which is the children? Who is the children? Children is nothing but this page.tsx. Whatever you have written inside this page.tsx is nothing but a part of a, or it's nothing but a React node, and that React node we are loading in a body. Okay, so that's why we are passing children component to the body. And what is the definition of a children component? It is mentioned inside the this particular page.tsx file. So it means nothing but this hello world. Okay. Now what is there next? If it's a nested routes, okay, these things we are going to learn in the next section. Okay. So now what is the nested route? If you want to create a nested route, like for example, here you have written localhost :300 user username or ID, if you want to pass some parameters, if you are passing some dynamic values to the routes. So there are the nested route, dynamic routes, and the route groups and private folders are parallel and intercepted routes. Okay. So all these things we are going to learn one by one in the next section. Now, Open Graph and Twitter images, SEO, search engine optimization related files, and routing conventions, and all these things we are going to learn. So hope it is clear for you all how to create a NextJS project, what are the different files are there and what they meant to be. And so in detail, some complications we will understand one by one. So hope you understand this thing. And if you're able to complete your assessment by means of this thing, it will be really good. And thank you so much. Take care.